Well, hello everybody and welcome to another one of my videos. This one I'm just doing a little quick follow through from the last one, which is how our world is wobbling at the moment. Now, I said that we're in a great maximum, solar maximum, where the poles are shifting, going in, and then are about to then start moving to the opposite again. And that we had an August moon in alignment as well. Well, it turns out that things are even more unprecedented, really, because not only do we have an August moon, it's a what they call a blue moon, which means it's when you get a full moon twice in 1 month, at the beginning of 1 month and the end of the other. That happens every 2 to 3 years, so we have that. Now, it's not only just a blue moon, it's a super blue moon, which means it is at the closest that it can get to the planet, combined with being a blue moon, which is only a 1 in 10 year occurrence. Multiply that by the great maximum and you're looking at a 1 in 110 year event. Now, add on top of that is that Saturn on the 20th of this month of August 2024 also aligned and went behind the moon, and that meant that we had the sun, the earth, the moon and Saturn all in alignment. Now, that's going to make it like more than the 110 probability of that happening. Now, on top of that, extraordinarily, Mars and Jupiter have also aligned in another segment of the night sky behind us on the outer side of the sun. They are at the moment within 1/3 of a degree of alignment to the Earth on another tangent. So that is also adding strain to the whole setup. Now, on top of that, we had meteor showers early on in August, and we have a comet on the way, which is a bit of an indicator of where our second sun might be in the galaxy. And unfortunately, well, it's coming from the direction of the Little Dipper, the Pleiades system, which, if you were a good NASA person, you'd be able to calculate where it goes out, because a comet comes in, goes around our sun, slingshots back out again, but what makes it return? It has to go around something else to come back around again, and I propose that's our second sun. Some would say Planet X, but the second sun, which we cannot see but is out there past Pluto. Now, on top of that, early next month in September, we will have a lunar eclipse. Now, all of those factors are extremely, almost improbable, impossible almost. I don't know if it's a 1 in 1,000 year alignment occurrence. Now, I started noticing something funny was happening probably a month, 6 weeks ago, as the bridges started to go up and down, and then the streets started to move and things like that. I thought I was maybe going a little bit nutty because no one else was feeling it. But since I was a trampolinist as my sport, I jumped up and down 1 million to 1.5 million times in my career, and so I got very sensitive to up and down where perpendicular is. And so I was contemplating and wanting to do some tests, and I hung a hammer from a thread, and it didn't seem to show much until I sat in the patio and saw that thread moving. Someone suggested tying a paperclip to it, so I did that, and I also put a barrel around it to make sure that the breeze, the airflow, wasn't affecting it, and sure enough, it was moving oddly. Then I made a more reduced version of a paperclip and string in a bottle to monitor the movement. Things are reasonably quiet right at the moment. Then I tried about a 60 centimetre, almost a yard length of thread with a paperclip on it in the corner of the kitchen, and to see, just to monitor it. I wasn't so concerned about the air movement now that I'd established that something was going on. The air movement inside the house didn't seem enough to move the paperclip too much, and then I tried a 2 metre length of thread on there with a paperclip, and I found that the movements were greater because the frequency was slower than the short threads. Then I decided to do a 4 meter length of thread with the paperclip on the end and see what that was going to do. I am conscious that air, breezes and air pressure will affect it, so walking past it you can see that yes, it will generate some movement, but it's a slow and rhythmic type of movement. Slow and rhythmic, and you'll notice the string also oscillates according to how the breeze catches it, because it moves because the string, the thread catches the breeze, makes the string wobble, which makes the paperclip wobble. So I made up a grid and had it hung over there. It's hard to find the center because it keeps on moving and the planet's still moving. But when there's not much activity, you'll find that any breeze, it will make the string wobble, sort of like that, but not quite so exaggerated. And the movement, when things really start to get seismic, it moves very much differently. Now the results we're getting here vary during the day, at strongest at midday, but what you're seeing there, you've got to also consider that the anchor point up there is also moving quite a bit, and what you're seeing on the paper down below is the variation between that point and that point. So the planet is actually moving a lot. It's lunchtime on the 26th. Well, 1:10 on the 26th of August 2024. La 1 de la tarde, 26 de agosto 2024. Now, having watched it for a few days, I noticed that sideways movement tended to be north-south on the grid, and the sideways movement and the up and down movement tended to be east-west. So it's mostly east-west, it seems, at the moment, whereas this morning it was north-south. Weeks ago it was east-west up and down at 6 seconds, then it went down to 4, then to 2 each week, and now it's about every one, it's almost equal, north-south sideways, and any up and down is going east-west, with lots of little ripples and harmonics in there which you can pick up on the shorter strings. So the planet is wobbling, and it's seemed to sort of peak at on the 20th, but our the super blue moon is on the 29th, so that we've still got another 3 days. So if you want to go make yourself a string and a paper clip and see what it's like in your part of the world, well, you've got a few days left, and then it will start over the next month. I expect to start to reduce, but I certainly am feeling it, and my little string, you can be as skeptical as you like, or you can believe me. I'm not pushing it, I'm not blowing it, I'm not doing anything. What you see is what you get. So have a good day.